It's a hot one today, 96 degrees in New Jersey, so had to break out the gun show. What is up, Finn fans? Very, very cringy intro. I do apologize. Today is another Miami Dolphins Mythbuster video. And one of you guys a while back when I think I did my first Miami Dolphins Mythbuster video, you sent me this myth. Essentially, did the Dolphins try to acquire Barry Sanders? So we're going to talk about that and see if that's true or a busted myth. But before we jump into that, like usual, I have to shout out some new Patreons and some new members. A new member in Todd Pig. Thank you, Todd, for joining the membership. I greatly appreciate that. I know me and you have a bunch of good conversations. So let's jump into this Mama Jam, right? Barry Sanders retires in 1998. You know, what, 9 years, 10 years, give or take? No, 9 years. He was drafted in 1989, if my noggin is working properly. And he retires early. A lot of people were surprised when he retired. A lot of people wondered why he retired. Well, it's because the Detroit Lions were hot garbage when he was on the team. Was tired of it. They don't want to deal with losing anymore and decided, hey, I'm either going to retire or you guys are going to trade me, one or the other. So in 1998, he retires. So Miami Dolphins, you know, supposedly in 2000, sorry, not 1999, the rumor is made a move to try to get Barry Sanders. Now, throughout Dan Marino's whole career with the Dolphins, from being drafted in 1984 to retiring in March of 2000, hasn't really had a plethora or good luck at running back. Now, I did go through his entire career. And yes, he had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, probably said his name wrong, and Mark Higgs, who were very good running backs for him. In 1996, Kareem rushed for 307 times for 1,116 yards and 11 touchdowns. Mark Higgs rushed 256 times for 915 yards and 7 touchdowns in the early 90s. Kareem, you know, he had his 906 yards, 6 touchdowns in 98, and he had the 892 and 15 touchdowns. But only 1,000-yard rusher in Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So, you know, it was mostly Marino throwing the ball, mostly Marino slinging that rock. And you could say, well, Doug, that's why they didn't run a lot, or that's why he never really had a 1,000-yard rusher besides Kareem in 1996, because Marino wanted to constantly throw the ball. I'll do research on that. That'll be a myth of its own to see if that is the real reason why the Dolphins never really had a good running back. That is going to be a Mythbuster video. But that's not what this video is about. Just giving you a little context, little background information. So it was out there, and I did find an article. From 2000 where it was a thing where Barry Sanders wanted to come back and play football in 2000. But there was this big old commotion because he owed the Detroit Lions about $5.5 million. Again, in the 90s, these guys, even running backs, even star running backs, weren't getting the ridiculous amount of money that teams are getting, or players are getting now. But in that article, Barry Sanders' agent came out and said, I've tried to avoid dealing with hypotheticals, but if we put him in a position where he can go to another team, certainly Miami would be high on his list of places he would like to go. So in 2000, he wanted to come back and play football, but he didn't want to come back and play for Detroit because he had a bitter taste in his mouth from Detroit for the years that he's been there, and them just being doo-doo butter, not helping him. So he wanted to come out of retirement, and the rumor is, and coming from his agent, that he tried to go to the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins tried to trade for him. Now, this came out January of 2000. Dan Marino didn't retire until March of 2000, and Jimmy Johnson didn't retire until January 16th of 2000. So what came out was that Jimmy Johnson tried to go for Barry Sanders and match him up with Dan Marino. And again, there was this whole problem, though, and this is the reason why it didn't happen, is because he was still under contract essentially with the Detroit Lions. It's kind of like Ricky when Ricky retired, and then when he came back, he played with Ronnie under Nick Saban. It's because the Dolphins still, had him under contract and still had that whole process. So unfortunately, it went to litigation and all this stuff happened, and it never came to be. But the rumor and the myth that the Miami Dolphins tried to trade for Barry Sanders is confirmed. The Dolphins actually in 2000 tried to trade for Barry Sanders and bring him and match him with Dan Marino for one final run at it. He did in 1984, 85, went to the Super Bowl, lost to the 49ers, unfortunately. Like I said, he had Kareem and he had Mark Higgs and, Sammy Smith, but he never had that big back. He never had that combination with him. They tried to do it in 2000. Now, Jimmy Johnson ended up retiring after that horrible Jaguars game. I'm never going to repeat the score. Makes me want to throw up in my mouth. But he retired. He not retired, but he resigned. He was like, listen, that ending was absolutely due to butter garbage. I'm not coaching anymore. I'm done. And then Dan Marino retires in March. There's another myth that I'm going to talk about, and that will be in another video, so be sure to hit that subscribe button. Did Dan Marino, when he almost go to the Vikings? That's going to be another video. Maybe next week. I'll do that Mythbuster video. Did Dan Marino almost go to the Vikings? But yes, it is confirmed that the Miami Dolphins did and almost got Barry Sanders to come to the Dolphins in 2000 to pair him up with Dan Marino. Dan Marino probably would have played like another year or two with Barry Sanders to see if he could try and get something going, maybe make the Super Bowl. But that would have been hard because he would have had to go up against that Baltimore Ravens team. I don't know if he'd be able to do it. But yes, it is confirmed the Dolphins did try to go for Barry Sanders. Be sure to comment below. Did you like this myth? Is there other myths? Like I said, I'm going to do a myth about did Dan Marino almost go to the Vikings? You might already know this one, but I'm going to still do the video on it. I got a bunch of other myths, and if you guys know any myths that you'd like me to bust or confirm, because I did confirm the last one that the Dolphins don't do well in cold weather games, comment in below. I'm going to get to one of you guys' comments of the day. So, on comment of the day, I went to Twitter and I said, hey, I'm recording this video when the baby goes to sleep. Fortunate for me, she went to sleep early. Hit me up with comment of the day. And I had 2 comments about Xavier Howard, which I kind of expected because it's a big topic right now. And until it gets resolved, whether it be the Dolphins give him a contract or trade him, it's going to be a question. So from Chauncey Roberts, he asked me, hello, Doug, comment of the day. I think Howard is going to be traded. My concern is, who are we going to use to replace him? Who do you think? And then I also had a comment from Ronald who said, if X Howard does end up having to be traded or cut in the future, who would you like to get in return in a trade? So to Chauncey's, supposedly Noah's doing fantastic. Supposedly, a good amount of the corners are doing fantastic. But again, that was minicamp and that was OTAs. That's who would replace him. We'd go back to a situation where we have one really good corner on the other side and a developmental and hopeful good corner on opposite side in either Noah, in either Trill, in either Coleman, but Coleman seems to be more of a slot corner. Maybe Jason McCourty goes over there and helps out there. They have options. And then to Ronald's, what would I like to get? If the Dolphins end up trading him and they can't really do anything and they can't really come to a conclusion and settle this and keep one of the top cornerback duos in the NFL together, I'd like to get a first. I'd like to get, and I'm hearing from other people, I'm hearing from other sources that, the Dolphins potentially could take a player as well as a draft pick. So maybe a center, a top-notch center. I don't know. Another running back, maybe a top-notch running back. I don't know. But I'd like a pick and a player, a first or a second and a player. But honestly, I don't even know. I'm not even in that mindset. If I start to hear things going downhill, it's starting to slowly tick that way. The more rumors come out. But if it does go drastically downhill, where it's like, Adam Schefter, everyone's like reporting, the Dolphins have talked to multiple teams about Xavier Howard, then I'll get into the discussion of, all right, what can we get? Who are they talking with? And what can we get from them? Because you got to realize something right now. The Miami Dolphins do not own their first round pick next year. They bet on themselves high, and they do not own their first round pick next year. The Eagles own the Dolphins' first round pick next year. The Dolphins own the 49ers' first round pick next year. So if you see early mock drafts or you see early whatever, and you see the Dolphins pick in 26, and you're like, oh, I guess they have really high hopes on the Dolphins doing well. No, they think that the 49ers are going to do well. We are betting on ourselves. We have the 49ers' first round pick. So we'll see how that all pans out. But thank you guys for the comment. Like usual, comment below. If you put comment of the day in front of it, I know you want to be part of the comment of the day. That's what I do. I search comment of the day, and then I try to find a good one. So if you don't put comment of the day, I go to Twitter. So if you want to be part of the comment of the day, below, say comment of the day. But other than that, guys, I have a ton of videos planned. This is one of the many. We have a while to go. Today is the 30th. We got 27 days until training camp starts. I have minimum 3 videos a week for you. I have a lot written down. So if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Lets me know you like this stuff. But other than that, guys, I will see you in the next one. That's going to be Friday. What it's going to be, that's a surprise for you. So you better have that notification on so you can check that video out. But like usual, guys, stay classy. Fins out.